Hello to all. Today we are going to discuss about the cockroach. This is the part 2. In the part 1 we have discussed the introductory part of the cockroach as well as we have discussed a small part of the morphology. And today we are discussing about the head region particularly, because we know very well that the body of the cockroach is divided into 3 parts, that is the head, thorax and the abdomen. So in this video we are discussing about the head of the cockroach. Now as we must know that the head of the cockroach is triangular in shape, okay, and not only it is triangular, it is bent downwards at an angle of 90 degrees from the longitudinal axis of the body. Means if it is the longitudinal axis of the body, then it is bent like this type at an angle of 90 degrees, and such a head which is bent downwards at an angle of 90 degree to the longitudinal axis of the body is called as the hypognathous head. So two things you have to remember in the beginning, that the head is triangular and also it is hypognathous. Okay. Now this head capsule is very important. As you know very well that in the embryonic stages or the young stages of the cockroach, the head was made up of 6 segments. But later on in the adult cockroach, these 6 segments fuse together, okay, and now it is treated as a head capsule. That is, now it is only having 1 segment, okay. So the sclerites of the head are joined fully. Means all the sclerites of the head are joined together fully to form the head capsule. Means after fusion of the sclerites, the head is called as a head capsule, okay. And if we see this head part, if it is the head part, then you can see that the top part of the head, this is the top part of the head, okay. So the top part of the head is called as the vertex. I have mentioned here, you can see that the top part of the head is called as the vertex, and on the vertex chitinous plates are present. On the vertex chitinous plates are present, and these chitinous plates are called as the occiput. Okay, once again I am repeating, the top part of the head is called as the vertex, and on the vertex some chitinous plates are present. Chitinous plate is present, and this chitinous plate is called as the occiput. Okay. Now the front of the head capsule, is made up of 3 unpaired sclerites which are flat. Okay, again I am repeating, the front of the head capsule, is also made up of 3 unpaired flat sclerites, and these are respectively called as frons, clypeus and labrum. Here I have marked, this is the vertex, so it is the frons, the clypeus and the labrum, okay, and these are unpaired. Frons, clypeus and labrum are unpaired, okay. Now head capsule also bear a pair of compound eyes laterally. Means on the lateral side, you can see that on the lateral side, right, of the head capsule, what are present? A pair of compound eye is present. No doubt that in the cockroach simple eyes are present, but these compound eyes are very important, okay, and each compound eye is made up of 2000 units. Each compound eye is made up of 2000 units, and these units are called as the ommatidia, okay. Each compound eye consists of 2000 units, and it is called as what? The ommatidia. And later on when we will be discussing about the eyes of the cockroach, then we will be seeing that this ommatidia are important for the vision, okay. So later on when we will be discussing the eye, we will be discussing the ommatidia also, okay. Now a small light colored spot called as the fenestra, which is also called as the ocelli, is located upon dorsal surface close to each eye. Means just near the compound eye, okay, just near the each compound eye, what is present? A light colored spot is also present, and that is called as the fenestra or the ocelli. Now in the case of the cockroach, it is inactive. and it is called as a vestigial simple eye. Means this fenestra is nothing, it is called as a vestigial. Vestigial means non-functional, right, eye, or the vestigial simple eye. Okay, but remember it is inactive in cockroach only. But if we talk about the other insects other than the cockroach, then in them the simple eye or the fenestra or the ocili is active and it acts as a photoreceptor organ. Okay, now what more things are present on the head? So in the head region, antenna is present. A pair of long, okay, unbranched structures are present, and these long unbranched structures which are thread-like are called as the antenna. So on the head region, a pair of thread-like antenna is also present, which arise from the membranous sockets lies in front of the eyes. So in front of the eyes, just in front of the eyes, just in front of the eyes here. Okay, see if this is the eye, so here there are certain membranous sockets. These are the membranous sockets, and from these membranous sockets, right, which are lying in front of the eyes, what arises? Antenna arises. Antennas are one pair in the case of the cockroach, and they have sensory receptors. These antennas have sensory receptors, means they consist of the receptors for the touch, for the temperature, for the vibrations, etc. Okay, and these sensory receptors present on the antenna are helpful in monitoring the environment. They are helpful in monitoring the environment. Okay, not only this, they also consist of the mouth parts. Okay, so situated in the anterior side of the head, what are present? Mouth parts are present. And many times question is asked in the exam that what type of the mouth parts are present in the cockroach. So in the cockroach, biting and chewing type of mouth parts are present. I am repeating again, it is important from the examination point of view. It is having biting and chewing type of mouth parts. Okay, now the question arises, what type of the mouth parts are present? So here I have given a list of the mouth parts. One is the labrum. One is called as what? The labrum. Right, here is the labrum. Okay, and this labrum is called as upper lip. It is 1 in number. It is also called as the upper lip. Okay, it is well developed, broad, movable. Okay, now a pair of mandibles. So a pair of mandibles are also present on the lateral side. Say for if this is the labrum, then on either side, on this side and on this side, one pair of mandibles are present, and these mandibles are short and they have chitinous teeth. They are short in size, they are having chitinous teeth, and if they are having the chitinous teeth, then definitely it is clear that they are meant for chewing. So again I am repeating, it has a labrum or the upper lip, 1 in number. They have on the lateral side of the labrum, they have a pair of mandibles which have the chitinous teeth, and because of which they are meant for chewing. Okay, and they also have a pair of maxilla. And this maxilla consists of cardo, stipes, means if we see the structure of the maxilla, then it consists of cardo, the lowermost part, stipes, gallia, lecinia. It consists of gallia, lecinia, and a 5-segmented long maxillary pulp. Again I am repeating, they have a pair of maxilla which consist of the basal cardo, then the stipes, gallia, lecinia, and a 5-segmented maxillary pulp. Okay, and at the last you can see that a single labium is present, which is also called as the lower lip. Don't be confused. Labrum was called as the upper lip. So this is the labrum. So here will be what? Labium. If this is the labrum, upper lip, then on the lower side of the labrum there will be a lower lip known as what? The labium, which is also called as the second maxilla. Right? And in between these parts, say if this is the labrum, then labium will be present here. So in between these mouth parts, a median flexible lobe is present. Which acts as tongue. Okay, which acts as tongue. And that's why I have written that the hypopharynx. Hypopharynx term right here is used for the tongue, and salivary ducts open at the base of the hypopharynx. Okay, so I can say that if this is the labrum, if this is the labrum, this is the labium, these are the mandibles, these are the mandibles, and here are the maxilla, that is a pair of maxilla, here is the pair of the maxilla. Okay, and in between these, what is present? The tongue is present. In between this, tongue is present. So this is what? The labrum, upper lip, this is the lower lip, these are the mandibles, these are the maxilla, a pair of maxilla. Are you getting or not? So this was all about the head part of the cockroach. Okay, but still in the morphology we have to discuss the rest two parts also in detail, that is known as the thorax, and the another one is known as the abdomen. So in the next upcoming videos we will be dealing with the second and the third part of the body of the cockroach, that is the thorax and the abdomen. So keep watching. Thanks a lot for watching me. If you want to take the screenshot, you can take, so that you can maintain your notes.